Hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of our journey through Budapest. Today we're exploring some of Budapest's most iconic places, not only for their architectural value, but also for the role they play in the city's cultural and everyday life. From quiet spaces steeped in solemnity, to others filled with the sounds and scents of daily life. Places where worn corridors and the steady sound of water speak of traditions passed down through generations. These are corners of the city that, beyond their beauty, continue to shape the rhythm of those who live here. And of those of us passing through, hoping to observe, listen, and maybe understand a bit more of this remarkable place. So, if you haven't seen the first part of this adventure yet, there's a link in the description so you can start from the beginning. Okay, time to put on our boots and explore. In the heart of Budapest stands a neoclassical masterpiece, a silent witness to more than a century of Hungarian history. St. Stephens Basilica rises proudly above the city's skyline, reaching 96 meters in height, making it one of the tallest buildings in Budapest. Construction began in 1851 and wasn't completed until 1905, partly due to the collapse of its dome in 1868, which required major reconstruction. Designed in the neoclassical style, the basilica has a Greek cross layout, measuring 87 meters long by 55 meters wide. Its main facade, facing the Danube, is flanked by twin towers, one of which houses the largest bell in Hungary, weighing 9 tons. Inside, the dome is the central feature, supported by 4 pillars and decorated with a fresco of God by Hungarian artist Károly Lotz. Natural light pours in through the windows, bringing out the golden details and the marble surfaces, creating a space that feels both solemn and grand. From the top of the dome, reached either by elevator or by climbing 364 steps, you get panoramic views of the city. Basilica is also known for its exceptional acoustics, making it a popular venue for concerts and a real treat for music lovers. As daylight fades, the city begins to shift. Shadows stretch, lights flicker on, and Budapest takes on a new character. Leaving behind the solemn beauty of the basilica, we head toward a landmark that glows through the Danube mist like something out of a dream. The Hungarian Parliament, known in Hungarian as Országház or House of the Nation, is one of the most recognizable symbols of Budapest. We arrived after nightfall, just as the Danube's signature mist, locally known as Dunaköd, was wrapping around the building, creating a dreamlike, mysterious atmosphere. Standing on Kossuth Square, right by the river, this imposing building is home to the National Assembly of Hungary. It was designed by architect Imre Steindl in a Neo-Gothic style with Renaissance and Baroque touches, and it was completed in 1902. It stretches 268 meters in length, 118 in width, and rises to a height of 96 meters, a number full of meaning. The dome stands exactly 96 meters tall to commemorate the year 896, when the Magyar tribes settled in the Carpathian Basin, marking the beginning of Hungarian history. Beyond its political role, the Parliament is an architectural gem that brings together history, art and culture all in one place. As the imposing skyline fades into the night, another kind of history waits silently behind closed doors, less visible but no less powerful. The Hungarian National Museum was founded in 1802 thanks to the donation of Count Ferenc Széchenyi and his wife Juliana Festetics. Today it houses a vast collection of around 3.5 million objects. This museum stands as Hungary's most important cultural institution, offering a deep insight into the nation's history and heritage. The museum offers 7 permanent exhibitions that tell the story of Hungary from prehistory to the modern era. These displays include archaeological artifacts, medieval treasures, and objects documenting significant events that reflect the country's cultural diversity and historical complexity. Among the items that explore the richness of Hungary's past, there is one whose presence seems to whisper from the edges of history. Shrouded in legend, this relic connects the museum with a figure who continues to cast an unsettling shadow over Europe, whose fame transcended centuries to embody the most famous of all vampires, Dracula. This ornate saddle, crafted between 1408 and 1425, was brought from Bucharest. Its bone carvings show scenes of courtly life, and it carries the emblem of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order founded by King Sigismund. This has fueled the belief that it once belonged to Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, better known as Vlad the Impaler. A fierce and controversial ruler, Vlad was inducted into the order and adopted the name Draculea, meaning son of the dragon. His fearsome legacy and this very name would later inspire Bram Stoker's creation of Count Dracula, blending history and legend into one of the most enduring figures of Gothic fiction. These late Gothic choir stalls come from the sacristy of St. Giles Church in Bartva, today known as Bardehov in Slovakia. They were built in 1483 for the city's council members. Along with the symbols of King Matthias, Corvinus and his wife Beatrice of Aragon, you'll see the emblems of almost every major European royal family of the time. But 2 big names are missing. Their political rivals, the Habsburgs and the Jagiellonians. Hungary was a pioneer in adopting the Renaissance outside Italy, a process actively supported by King Matthias Corvinus. Queen Beatrice, born in Naples, played an important role by strengthening ties with Italy and encouraging Renaissance artists and thinkers to come to the Hungarian court. The elegance of Hungary's Renaissance court helped spread the new artistic style across the region. A remarkable example is this set of choir stalls commissioned by a powerful noble family. Every detail from the cornices to the arched niches is carved in Renaissance style and richly decorated with inlaid wood. Some panels even resemble open cupboards, revealing books and jars tucked inside. The work is signed by the master who crafted it and dated 1511. This furniture set, once part of Daniel Chapeau's manor, reflects the fusion of classic English design with the Hungarian Empire style. In 1873, Ferenc Liszt donated his most treasured belongings to the Hungarian National Museum. Among them, the most famous piece was a piano that had once belonged to Beethoven. The instrument was made by Thomas Broadwood and sent to Beethoven in Vienna in 1817. The sand-colored motorcycle on display is a clear symbol of the German occupation of Hungary in the spring of 1944. It belonged to Afrika Korps units that, although they never fought in Africa, arrived in Hungary at a later stage from southern Europe. This bronze hand belonged to the Stalin statue once standing in City Park. It was torn down during the 1956 revolution and smashed by protesters. The Hungarian National Museum is centrally located in Budapest and easy to reach by metro, tram, or bus. It's open from Tuesday to Sunday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Just a few blocks from the National Museum, we stumbled upon another, quite an unusual one, the Cat Museum. As devoted cat lovers, we couldn't resist taking a look. The exhibition shows how cats and humans have connected over time, with things like old books, coins, paintings, and vintage ads. If you're nearby and have a soft spot for cats like we do, it's a fun stop to check out. After that little detour, we head towards something much more traditional, the Great Market Hall. Opened in 1897, the Great Market Hall is the largest indoor market in Hungary and one of the biggest in Europe. It was designed by Samu Pex in a style that blends Neo-Gothic lines with a practical, almost industrial feel. The building took heavy damage during World War II and eventually had to close its doors, only reopening after a full restoration in 1997. Today, it's a bustling meeting point for both locals and tourists. Packed with food stalls, craft stands, and all kinds of souvenirs that fill the old market with new life. The market is full of color and great smells. It's a maze of neatly arranged stalls, all lined up in long aisles that guide you through the space, and there's something oddly satisfying about walking through it all. You'll find fresh produce, cured meats and sausages, and heaps of bright Hungarian paprika, both sweet and smoky, just like in local dishes. There's Tokaji wine too, known as the wine of kings. We even came across chocolate fountains surrounded by local sweets and handmade treats. If you've got a sweet tooth, this part of the market is hard to resist. And if you're hungry, you can grab a bite at one of the little food stalls while soaking in the buzz of the place. It's hard to miss how tourist-focused the place is. Yet weaving between the crowds and colorful displays is part of the fun. Not far from the bustling market, we find ourselves at another iconic spot in Budapest, where centuries of history and relaxing thermal waters await, the Gellért Baths. One of Budapest's most famous thermal baths is the Gallet Baths, part of the iconic Hotel Gallet, right at the foot of the hill that shares its name next to the Danube. Although the building was constructed in the early 20th century, the thermal waters in this area have been used for healing purposes for centuries. Today, it remains a symbol of Budapest's long-standing bath culture. The complex features 12 pools with water temperatures ranging from 27 to 40 degrees Celsius. There are saunas, hot and cold pools to jump between, whirlpool jets for a good soak, and a big outdoor pool that's perfect for relaxing in summer. The star attraction is the main indoor pool, an architectural gem you might recognize from movies and commercials. The architecture alone is worth the visit. The Art Nouveau design blends elegant curves, colorful mosaics, stained glass windows, and intricate ironwork, creating a space that feels more like a palace than a bathhouse. It's easy to imagine how impressive this place must have felt when it first opened over a century ago. And that's it for the second part of our journey through Budapest. In the next video, we'll start exploring the Balkans and continue our adventure through this fascinating region. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming. See you in the next video. Bye bye!